Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
I'm Daniel, and this happened last spring when I was volunteering at the local arboretum for their annual Nature and Art Festival. My official job was signage coordinator, which mostly meant getting lost with a clipboard and a roll of twine. I was trying to be super helpful and reliable because my friend, Louis, had recommended me, and I desperately needed the experience for my event planning minor. It was early Saturday morning, still pretty quiet, and I was already running on about 4 hours of sleep, buzzing on lukewarm coffee, trying to place some directional signs near the Tranquility Pool area. The Tranquility Pool is this really serene, shallow reflecting pool, known for minimalist sculptures and a general vibe of quiet contemplation. As I rounded a particularly dense stand of bamboo, I saw something that instantly sent a jolt of pure adrenaline through my sleep-deprived brain. Half submerged in the ankle-deep water was a person, face down, hair fanned out like some tragic Ophelia painting, surrounded by an unnaturally flowing expanse of iridescent fabric. They were perfectly still. My immediate, unthinking conclusion was, drowned. Someone has tragically drowned in 3 inches of water. Like an absolute fool, my brain skipped right past call 911 or check if they're breathing, and went straight to heroic rescue mode. I imagined myself pulling them out, administering CPR, becoming the Arboretum's unlikely savior. Without a moment's hesitation, I kicked off my cheap canvas sneakers. One of them went flying into a rose bush and flung my clipboard and phone onto a nearby bench. I took a mighty, if clumsy, leap, aiming to dive gracefully into the pool. Instead, my foot slipped on some mossy decorative rock at the edge, and I belly flopped into the icy water with a spectacular, untranquil splash, landing more like a beached whale than a valiant rescuer. The water was only up to my shins, but I was now completely, utterly drenched. I spluttered, pushing myself up, and reached for the victim. My hand clamped onto a shoulder, and then the victim gasped, loudly. They sat up with a sudden jerk, sending ripples through the water and tangling their flowing fabric even further. It was a woman, Maya, and she was staring at me with wide, bewildered eyes, then a flicker of annoyance. As if on cue, a man, who I later learned was Angelo, the photographer, lowered a massive camera from behind a sprawling fern, his jaw slightly agape. The realization hit me like a physical blow. This wasn't a drowning victim. This was a performance, an art piece, a photo shoot, and I had just cannonballed into the middle of it. My face burned an instant crimson. Water dripped from my hair, my shirt was plastered to my chest, and my khakis felt like lead weights. The iridescent fabric around Maya was now a soggy, ruined mess. Are you okay? I stammered, the most idiotic question imaginable, given I'd just assaulted her with a clumsy splashdown. Maya just blinked at me, then looked at the soggy fabric, then back at me. A slow smile spread across her face, followed by an unmistakable snort of laughter. Angelo, the photographer, wasn't even trying to hide his amusement anymore, shaking his head as he packed away his camera, probably figuring this shot was a wash. I was mortified. I muttered about thinking she needed saving, about being sleep-deprived, about signs, anything to explain my utter idiocy. Maya, wiping a tear of laughter from her eye, eventually extended a hand to help me out of the pool. She was actually quite amused, though her props were definitely ruined. She said something about it being unexpected performance art. For the rest of the day, I was the human cannonball to the festival staff. Louis, my friend, heard the story within an hour and ribbed me relentlessly. Maya, however, wasn't mad. She actually found it hilarious. She ended up inviting me to see the actual finished exhibition, without unexpected additions, later that week, and even offered to buy me coffee to hear the hero's journey again. My ego was bruised, my clothes were ruined, but at least I got a story out of it. TLDR. I thought a performance artist was drowning in a shallow pool and belly flopped into her photo shoot, ruining her art and making myself the Arboretum's newest, wettest legend.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.